Everybody, this is Ann. How are you today? Today is Tuesday, June 11th, and it is very nice and sunny here for a change. And I wanted to make this video because I was scrolling and I came upon a post that said that this is Diabetes Week. Okay, so I said, well, let me look up under the CDC, which is the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, to see what they have listed as the latest stats for diabetes. Now, first and foremost, being a nurse of 20 years now, let me tell you that I cannot remember a time, and this is the truth, I cannot remember a time that I have not had a patient who was diabetic. And I'm talking from children, when I did pediatrics, all the way up to adults. And I've seen those get better. I've seen the beginning when they first got diagnosed. I've held hands. I hugged those who cried. And there were some who prayed. I was there doing the teachings to teach them how to actually do their blood sugar test, talk about the medications, have the educators come in and talk about the diets. And no, they were not all overweight or obese. Some were small. Some were literally like 120, 140 pounds, you know, and I've been there when they've come in pre-amputation, and I was there post-amputation. And I was also there due to the complications of diabetes and how it affected all of their other organs at the time that the code was called. So I've seen a lot. There are, on my maternal side, diabetes runs throughout the family. My siblings, there's just one who actually has it. My paternal side, there is no diabetes. They're more hypertension, and eventually I am going to do a video regarding hypertension. But on my paternal side, there is hypertension and strokes. And on my maternal side, well, there's quite a bit, but the main thing is diabetes. So with that being said, I'm just going to do a little bit of the stats. I'm going to leave the link that I got this information from so that you guys can go over and look more about it, you know, look into the stats and everything. So according to the CDC, in 2015, this is what they have as the latest, more than 100 million U.S. adults have diabetes or prediabetes. 9.4% have it. 84.1 million have pre-diabetes. Okay. And they also listed diabetes as the 7th leading cause of death. And they also stated how it can be controlled with physical activity, diet, and appropriate use of insulin and other medications. The ages of 18 to 44, 4% had it. From 45 to 64, 17%, and 65 and older, 25%. I don't want to concentrate too much on how do you get it, who has it. It's in the DNA. It's hereditary. People that are big get it, or that's because people don't run around and they sit on the couch all day and things of that nature. I don't want to get into that. What I want to get into is the psyche part of it, because I'm more into how people are treated, meaning how they are spoken to, how they are not encouraged as much as they should be to be more healthy, and just how difficult in this time that we're living in. I mean, every time you turn around, there's like fast food everywhere, everywhere. Our jobs are stressful. We don't get the full lunches. So what do? You run out through a drive-through and you eat. If you can think about it this way, if you're diabetic, you have to think about every single drop of food or piece of food that you put in your mouth at every single meal, every single day. Everything that you put into your mouth, you have to think about. Is this going to balloon my sugar up? You can take a piece of candy and you'll be fine. A diabetic could take just a small little piece of candy, a peppermint, and put it in their mouth, and their sugars can go all the way up to 250, just like that. And then, you know, for you to tell them, well, you shouldn't put that in your mouth anyway, look at you, or you know better, why are you eating that, you're not supposed to do that, and to be constantly told that every day, all day long. And if the person is already depressed, that's not going to do anything but spiral them down even more. I've seen it, and I've seen those who will tell you they know, but they just don't have the support. That's what I want my channel to be. I want it to be an outlet so that people can just talk about how it feels to have, you know, someone just come at you constantly all the time. How does that make you feel? And I want it also to be a channel where other people can understand that feeling and support one another through it, because it is difficult. It is truly, truly difficult. I was a night shifter for about, when I was in the hospital, I did 12 years in the hospital. I was a night shifter for about 7 of those years, and I did like 12-hour shifts overnight. When everybody goes home, and there's nothing, and you know, nobody in the room but the patient and I, that's when it gets serious. That's when it gets serious. I've seen the most biggest of men cry. In other words, guys, be more supportive. Let's be more supportive of one another, especially those who are going through challenging diseases. Diabetes is nothing to laugh about, joke about. It is a horrible, horrible disease that affects way too many people. And what I would like is, if you know someone, or if you yourselves are going through this challenge in your life, then please feel free to comment. Comment how it makes you feel. You know, use it as a release or an outlet. I've seen how difficult it is. I've seen someone's sugar be 100 1 minute, and within 2 hours 350. I've seen it. I've seen it. And the most that I can do is just encourage and support, even through the bad times, even when they do put the cookie in their mouth. Encourage. It is very, very difficult. It really is. It's not as simple as, okay, I'm just going to stop everything right now today. Everybody doesn't have that. When you haven't been taught the tools as a child, you know, to maintain a healthy lifestyle, and then all of a sudden at 55 you're told, well, you're diabetes, you have to stop everything. It doesn't happen like that overnight. And it's not simple as saying, well, you're going to die. Well, okay. That's how some people feel, especially if they feel like you're not supportive. So let's really be supportive of those who are diabetic. And to all of you who are living with this disease, just know that there's someone who's supportive of you, who's praying for you that your sugar stay within this normalcy. And for those who don't know, when I first started nursing, the normal range was 80 to 120. And within that time, it has now gone to 70 to 110. So numbers, I would say go to your doctor. First of all, go to your doctor. If it runs in your family, just make sure that you're being tested. There is a specific test that has come out called the HbA1c, and it can actually detect the amount of glucose within your blood sugar, like within the last 3 to 4 months, I believe. So I remember being tested when I was pregnant with my children. I have 5. And each time they had us drink that sugary, nasty, awful drink, and every hour they were sticking me and drawing blood to make sure that I did not have gestational diabetes. So those of you who are pregnant or want to become pregnant, just know that if diabetes is in your family, make sure you let your doctor know, because they will have to follow you to make sure that you do not have gestational diabetes, because sometimes even your baby can be born with high levels of sugar. Okay, so just know that. So everyone, this is Diabetes Week, and let's say some silent prayers for those who are going through this devastating disease, and that's what it is. And let's be more mindful and more courteous to those who are going through this disease, and let's be more supportive, okay? And this is one of my health topics. I'm going to be doing health topics throughout my channel, just so that we all can be aware of what's going on within our families, within our communities, and just know that there are people out there who are suffering through diseases such as this, okay? So, on that note, see you in my next video, and everybody have a blessed day, and as always, I will see you on the flip side. Bye-bye.